The heirs of most big families basically follow this line. Because the members of the big family are also very clear in their hearts that the more they are born in the big family, the more they have to improve their comprehensive abilities, otherwise, they are very likely to be left out or eliminated by the family. Among the top 10 families in Eastcliff, as long as they are young heirs of the right age, it is impossible for anyone to have never studied at university. Of course, Charlie is the only exception. If Charlie is not included, the ratio for undergraduates is 100%, and the ratio for postgraduates is also 100%. Even those people who immediately devote themselves to the family business as soon as they graduate from university will spend their spare time studying for a master's degree in MBA. It is a pity that Charlie is now 26 years old, and he knows very well in his heart that it is impossible for him to return to school to study for a university or for a master's degree, so this has become his eternal regret. At the University of Tokyo, you can see young people of different skin colors everywhere, dressed in simple and plain clothes, carrying school bags or holding textbooks, and many people appear to be in a hurry. At first he was still surprised, and seeing the Chinese New Year in more than half a month, why didn't Japanese universities have holidays? After thinking about it, he realized that although Japanese culture was deeply influenced by China and the Japanese people also celebrated the Lunar New Year in the early years, after the Meiji Restoration, the Japanese tried to escape from Asia and enter Europe, so they changed the New Year from the lunar calendar to Gregorian calendar. Therefore, the biggest and most solemn festival in Japan is actually New Year's Day. And now, the University of Tokyo seems to have entered the eve of the winter vacation, and the students are actively preparing for the exam. When Charlie strolled around the campus of the University of Tokyo, he couldn't help but think of Nanako studying at this university. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, it would be hard to imagine. A girl who looks so weak is not only a top student from the University of Tokyo, but also a powerful Sanda fighter. This girl is really full of very polar contradictions. When he approached the library, Charlie was even on the street light pole and saw Nanako's support poster. The poster has a photo of Nanako wearing a school uniform, and her smile is really eye-catching. The content on the poster is to call on students from the University of Tokyo to support Nanako in participating in the Orus Hill International College Sanda competition. They even labeled Nanako as number 1, pride of Japanese women, and a strong contender for Olympic gold medals. Charlie looked at it and couldn't help shaking his head. These labels are all put on by classmates who have high hopes for Nanako. However, these labels have also caused moral kidnapping of Nanako to a certain extent. It's like telling Nanako all the time that you must win, or else I'm sorry for the strong expectations of us all. Compared with this kind of utilitarian support slogan, Charlie feels that it is better to simply say to her, "Just work hard, and we will support you even if you fail." Thinking of this, Charlie shook his head and sighed, took out his mobile phone, and procured this cinema poster as a souvenir. Seeing that it was not too early, and it was completely dark, he stepped out of the University of Tokyo. After leaving the university, on the roadside, a girl who sang with a guitar attracted his attention. There are many people playing piano and performing arts on the streets of Japan, but this girl plays and sings a Chinese song. This song is Pu Shu's Ordinary Road. The phrase, "I have crossed the mountains and the sea, and also through the sea of people, everything I once possessed, all of a sudden disappeared like smoke." It suddenly hit Charlie's heart, making him stop. This girl looks like she is about 20 years old. She is a little thin and not long enough, but she is pretty. The little girl can sing very well, but many Japanese people passing by, probably because they don't understand, they pass by her indifferently, without even looking at her. And the guitar box in front of her contained only a small amount of yen. If converted into RMB, it might not add up to 50. Charlie inferred from the little girl's pronunciation that the girl should be Chinese, so after the girl finished singing the song, he asked, "Is it Chinese?" The little girl nodded, smiled sweetly, and said, "I am from Sichuan province, are you also Chinese?" Charlie smiled and said, "I am from Orus Hill." After speaking, Charlie asked her, "Are you working or living in Japan?" "Going to school." The little girl pointed to the University of Tokyo not far away, and smiled. "I study here, occasionally come out to sing and make some money to subsidize living expenses. Charlie nodded, took out the wallet from his pocket, took out about 100,000 yen, and put it in the guitar case in front of her. The girl was taken aback, and hurriedly waved her hand. "Sir, you don't need to give so much money." Charlie smiled slightly. "It is a pleasure to meet a compatriot in another country." With that said, afraid that the girl would return the money to him, he turned around and left. At this moment, several young Japanese men came to the girl. One of them snatched her guitar, and yelled, "Who asked you to sing here? Tell us Bunkyo has the runaway group said hello? Also, what song are you singing now? Are you looking for death?"